Listen, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I titled this video You versus Me about the Air Max 1 evolution of icons because really I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to do this video with me trying to hit you guys up with a challenge to beat me at your knowledge of the Air Max 1. But the problem with that is I already know you're going to win. The way this is going to work is I'm just going to tell you what I know are connections between this shoe and the other Air Maxes in the line, because that's the whole point of this thing. It's a mismatch of a bunch of different Air Maxes, roughly from the Air Max 1s all the way through to round about the Air Max Pluses would be what I'd say. I don't think it goes beyond the end of the 90s, so you're talking about a decade there. And there are some things in the shoes that I definitely know for sure, and I reckon I could probably get 5 points, but that is not going to be enough points to beat you guys out there, because the remainder of the things that I don't know about these shoes, you're definitely going to grab more than 5 points and hammer me, to be honest. But I'm still going to do it because I think it'll be fun. I've been having a lot of fun at the channel recently. There was these guys right here, which is the Air Max 90 Bacons, and I started that video by lip syncing to a scene from Pulp Fiction, which is, you know, odd. And then there's also been some videos with me wearing green, so it's just a head and a pair of hands in front of the green screen. So, you know, having a bit of fun, taking a little chance, taking a bit of a risk, but it's not really a risk when you already know you're going to lose. But try it, see if you can see which hits I know about on this shoe that go across that decade of Air Maxes, and see which ones I miss out on and you can correct me on. So with that being said, let's get into this and have a close-up look at the upcoming release of the Nike Air Max 1 Evolution of Icons. This is the Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker channel. Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker channel days. My nature upstairs on there. My nature to decide every single day from Tokyo Japan, bringing content about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news, and sneaker reviews. And I'm laughing because I know what I'm going to try and do is to count how many hits I get right on this shoe, and halfway through the video I'm going to lose count. It's almost guaranteed. And you know, another thing that I hope happens for this video as well, I'm already ahead of myself. I'm already planning. I've predicted I'm going to lose the game. I've predicted I'm going to lose count. Here's another prediction. I hope our good friend over at Shoes Up Sleeves Down checks in and watches this video. He is an encyclopedia, if I can create a whole new word. He knows a ton about Nikes, and especially Air Max. He's an absolute genius when it comes to Air Maxes, and I'm sure he'll be able to tell us, like, the stitching on the lateral side is from the OG colorway of the very rarely seen Nike Air Max BW or something like that. And like, what? Because he knows. That man knows. So Shoes Up Sleeves Down. Hopefully I'll be able to share his channel with you guys, you know, dive over there and see a great sneakerhead, sneakers in hand, I think every single time, literally every single time, and just a great guy all around. So and hopefully he'll drop by and he'll take me to school and tell me what I've got wrong on this shoe. But hopefully you guys watching this as well, everybody else, will also be able to chip in with a thing or two. So so let's get into this. We'll have a look at this Air Max 1. I was laughing at the start of the video there when I was saying, you know, this is the Tokyo Butter 23 and all that stuff, because I called it an Air Max 1. It is called an Air Max 1, but when you've got something like, I want to go with 8 different Air Maxes mashed up in this shoe, then it's something to behold. So let's get into it and go through all those little hits. I'm going to start with my absolutely favourite one here. Now, I will, before I just dive into it, I will say that some of the pictures you're going to be looking at today take a bit of craning, a little sort of angling of the neck to try and see what I'm talking about, but hopefully it'll work out, because we can't quite get the right pictures to see. For example, I think I can really get close and show you, I can definitely show you flush 2 swooshes, and I can show you close 1 other swoosh, but the 4th swoosh, because it's 4 different swooshes across these sneakers, across, you know, all 4 sides on the shoes, but the 4th swoosh is quite hard to see, but I'll try and angle it in there. But we're going to start on a swoosh. We're going to start on the lateral side of the left shoe swoosh, which looks like this. The reason I'm starting there is because that was sneaker number 1 for me, the very first sneaker that got me into sneakers. I was into sneakers before I bought these. That's the Air Max 93. Some people call it the Air Max 270, and it's the original colorway, which I did own as oh gosh, it must have been about 15, 16 at the time, and then I bought them again for my 40th birthday as a sort of little like flashback to my teen years, and that was the first sneaker that I ever owned, you know, that was a real sneakerhead sneaker, if you know what I'm saying. And before that, it was just a lot of looking at other people's shoes and being like, oh man, I wish I could afford those. So first things first, the swoosh on the lateral side of the left shoe is from the Air Max 93 or 270, it depends which way you want to call it. I prefer 93, and especially in that particular colorway. So there's 1 point for me. And then if we, what we can do, we can drop down from that and look at two things where you might get some points, because I don't know the answer to this. The first thing is the lower half of the mudguard between the swoosh and the midsole. There's a grey gradient that runs along the side of the shoe. Now I read somewhere these are leather and suede, and I want to feel like this grey gradient is suede on the side there. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know what they're nodding to on there. So that's a chance for you guys to get a point on the board. And then if you drop down from that, I'll take the point for saying that these have a midsole that's Air Max 1s. Obviously, but you've got another chance at a point if you can tell me what that stripe's doing that runs down the middle of the Air unit. I don't know if that's an Air Max 1 feature or if it's stolen from another one of the Air Max line. So that's a chance for you guys to get your second point on the board as well. So 2 points to me so far. Now what I'm going to quickly do is look at some swooshes. Now, chance for you to grab a point, because this is the medial side swoosh on the left shoe, and it's in this sort of volt yellow color, and it's especially interesting because it's embroidered, and I tried really hard to find where an embroidered swoosh on an Air Max sneaker would come in, and I just couldn't place it, except on Air Max 1s that have had a few embroidered swoosh, and sometimes on Air Max 90s too, but it wouldn't look like this. I thought it might be an Air Max 180, especially the Berlins that came out about a year and a half ago. It was a beautiful shoe. But I just couldn't put my finger on it, so I don't know what that medial side swoosh points to on the left shoe. Don't know what this swoosh, and it's just a corner of the swoosh, and I think it's red with the blue piping around the side, is the medial side of the right shoe, and then that tiny little angled look at the lateral side of the right shoe. You can see, I think it was blue if I remember rightly. So I've got one of the swooshes to give me one of my 2 points so far, but the other three swooshes, news to me. Tell me if you know about them in the comments down below. Here I go with my third point at the back of the shoes. Let's go around and have a look at that. It says 326 on the back there, which is apparently Nike Day, and it's embroidered. Well, it's not embroidered. I think it's debossed on the back of the heel, and then on the other heel it's a slightly different bit of branding on there. I'm going to claim the point because I think these are Air Max 1 heels. The way that the fabrics come together on the back there. So that's another point to me. And then we're going to go around to the front. And we're going to have a look at the funny angle of the tongues. I was a bit disappointed not to be able to find a better shot of these tongues, because usually you get a shot from above that looks down into the insole, and then you can see the branding that's up there on the tongues. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying that the branding on the left shoe is Air Max 97 branding, and then on the right shoe is Air Max Plus branding, but it's not the greatest pictures to look at here, and hopefully you guys are able to sort of work out what we're looking at and verify whether I'm right or wrong about that. And then another place that's really difficult to look at, again, it would have been easy to see if they'd given us that shot from straight above, but we're going to go down and have a look at the Air Max Plus on the right toe and the Air Max 97 on the left toe. So what you'll be easiest to see is the Air Max 97 on the left toe, which is basically these sort of lines that point to the middle of the foot, wrapping around the front edge of the toe box there, and it's really difficult to see because both toe boxes are white on white, and it doesn't show up very well. Like I say, that clear shot from above would have been helpful, but you should be able to see the patterning that comes in on the right shoe toe box, which gives you that Air Max Plus feel there. And I have forgotten how many points I got. I think I'm up to 4. It depends if we count the toe boxes as being different points. So I had my swoosh, I had my midsole, I had my heels, and I had one toe box, and I had my tongues as well. I'm going to count the tongues as 1, I'm going to count the toe boxes as 1, so we'll say 5 for that there. But there's still plenty of points out there for you guys. The last thing I'm absolutely sure of is I can go up to the laces, and at the very top of the laces, that OG Nike Air Max 90 infrared colorway comes through on the top eyelet up there, not the middle one, because that's where you'd have the second one on Air Max 90s, which doesn't feature on these guys, but that Air Max 90 seeps in to the top end of that lacing system there, and that I think is where my knowledge on these shoes ends and my points end. So we're going to say 6 points to Tokyo Bara 23, and we'll see if you guys can top that by letting me know, for example, what the swooshes stand for, or what's going on the outsole. Boing, there's the outsole right there. I was pretty sure it was an Air Max 1 outsole, but I think there's more to it. I think there's more to this than just saying straight up Air Max 1 one outsole, and I don't know what the answer is. So I'm going to have to put my hands up and just say, I'm not sure what's going on here. Chance for you guys to grab another point out there. What I am sure of is it's very cool with, I think, 3 different colours coming into play on there. So it's a nice looking feature down low. And remember that you can grab points on that midsole section if you can tell me what that stripe is that runs down the air unit, and of course directly above that with that grey suede that gradients from light to dark as you go towards the back end of the shoe. And on top of that, you know what I'll put up right now is I'll put the insoles, which show you the evolution of Icons font or writing that runs through it. But then down the middle, you've got those shoes that come into play on this from that Air Max 1 all the way up to the Air Max Plus. But what what you can do, the place that you can grab some points is if there's more on this shoe that I haven't got to. I've already pointed out a bunch of areas that I don't know, but I might have missed something. There might be some detail. The aglets might be interesting, or I don't know, the lining might have something special going on there. So there might be more places I just don't know about. A chance for you guys to grab some points and see if you can top the 6 points that I got already. So please do let me know in the comments down below what you know about the shoe, and anyone else who's interested, check the comments down below, because you'll probably find some interesting information from people like Shoes Up Sleeves Down, who I talked about at the very start of this video being an encyclopedia, because he knows so much about shoes. So for that being said, it's time for us to sign off and just finish up this video for today. I hope you appreciated that. I've been doing a lot of Air Maxes at the channel recently. I think I already showed you, what Air Max did I show you at the start of this video? It was the Bacons, and we also had recently the Air Max Fammy Chicken or swoosh mark, and then there was also the Rice Bowl of both Air Max 90s, and then the Air Max 95 Tokyo's, no, Japan, not Tokyo, and then also the Air Max 95 Bronze. So there's a bunch of Air Max rocking around at the channel, because we're leading into that Nike Day at the end of March, which we're very, very close to. So these guys are due to drop on that day, on March the 26th, March the 26th, and that's why the back of them have that branding back there with that detail. So with that being said, it's time to finish up this video. Thank you guys for checking out the content. Hopefully you appreciate that. Hopefully it all made sense. Hopefully it was fun, bottom line. And if you did enjoy it, I'm grateful for that. It's you know, one of the few things I aim for getting out of this channel is that people actually enjoy it. So with that being said, time to sign off. Thank you guys for checking out the content. And I'll do what I do at the end of every single video, which is remind you that I do this every single day. So you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.